You know that meeting, right? The one that drags on forever, where maybe two people do all the talking? You walk out thinking, wow, that was a complete waste of time. And you just know that some of the best ideas in the room never even got said. We've all been there.
But what if the fix for that, the key to solving your most complicated problems and actually hearing from everyone on your team, didn't come from a new software, but from a box of Lego bricks?
Yeah, you heard me right. This is Lego Serious Player. And before you write it off as just playing with toys, you should probably know that this is a serious science-backed system used by some of the biggest names out there. We're talking NASA, Google, and Microsoft.
So, in this explainer, we're going to get into the science of why thinking with your hands is just so much more powerful than simply talking, and how this whole process can turn those dreadful meetings into real powerhouses of innovation.
We'll cover the big flaw in most meetings, how this system gets everyone involved, the amazing science behind using your hands to think, how it makes big ideas tangible, and why, for sure, this is not a game. So let's kick things off with that problem we all know so well. Why are most big meetings just so unproductive? Well, it turns out there's a hidden flaw in the very way we try to collaborate.
And the data backs up what we all feel in our gut. In most meetings, you get this 80-20 split, where a very vocal 20% of the people do about 80% of the talking. This isn't just inefficient, it's a huge waste of brain power. Think about it. The quiet genius, the introvert, the new person with that one brilliant idea, their voices just get completely drowned out.
Lego Serious Play just flips that whole script. Its core principle is so simple, but honestly, it's revolutionary. 100% of the people contribute 100% of the time. No one gets to sit on the sidelines.
And here's how it works, through this really elegant four-step loop. First, a facilitator throws out a big, tough question. Second, and this is key, everyone builds a physical model of their answer. Third, every single person gets to share the story behind what they built. And finally, the whole group looks at all the models together to find the big ideas. Everyone builds, everyone shares. It's totally democratic, every voice gets heard, period.
So why is building something with your hands so much more effective than just sitting around a table talking? Well, the answer isn't just in psychology. It's actually in our neurology. Okay, get ready for this, because this number is wild. Neuroscience tells us that a massive 70 to 80% of your brain's neurons are connected directly to your hands. So when you're just talking, you're using a pretty small slice of your brain. But the moment you start building, you light up the whole network.
This whole idea is based on a theory called embodied cognition. And the gist is, our thinking isn't just happening in our heads in some abstract way. It's deeply, deeply connected to how we physically interact with the world. By thinking through your fingers, you're unlocking knowledge and ideas you might not even know you had.
You can see the difference so clearly here. On one side, you've got the brain activity during a normal chat. On the other, the brain activity when your hands are busy building. You are literally unlocking more of your brain's computing power, giving you access to way deeper, more creative solutions.
And that incredible hand-brain connection does something else that's pretty magical. It takes those slippery, abstract concepts and makes them solid and real for everyone in the room.
I mean, think about it. When we throw around big words like company culture or brand strategy, let's be honest, everyone in the room has a slightly different movie playing in their head, and that's where you get misunderstandings and conversations that just go nowhere. So what's the fix? Well, by building a physical model of that idea, you're doing what psychologists call cognitive offloading. You're basically taking a complex thought out of your brain and putting it right there on the table. This frees up so much mental energy, and it lets the whole team look at the problem in totally new ways. I love this way of putting it. It's like you're making 3D prints of your own thoughts. All of a sudden, that fuzzy idea of strategy becomes a real thing that everyone can see, point to, and talk about with a shared understanding. You're turning a vague idea into a shared reality. Okay, so it's a really cool idea, and the science behind it is fascinating. But here's the big question. Does this actually work for real, serious, high-stakes business problems? And let me be super clear about this. Even though it uses Lego bricks, this is not just some fun icebreaker. It is a highly structured, carefully facilitated methodology built specifically to take on really complex business challenges. The play is serious, and the results are too. The proof is really in who's using it. NASA, Amazon, Microsoft, even the Department of Defense. These are not organizations that mess around with things that don't work. They have incredibly complex problems, and they turn to this process to help solve them. And they're using it for their really big stuff. We're talking strategic planning, product development, managing huge organizational changes, navigating mergers, even working through deep team conflicts.
You know, one of the most powerful things it does is create real psychological safety. See, when you build a model of a problem, the whole conversation shifts. People aren't critiquing your idea anymore, they're critiquing the model. It depersonalizes the whole thing, which opens up a safe space to have those tough, fierce conversations without anyone's ego getting bruised.
So when you put it all together, you see that LEGO Serious Play isn't about playing. It's about building a shared understanding, creating true alignment, and getting real commitment to the solution you build together. And this quote just nails it perfectly. When you just give a team the answer, they'll find every reason it won't work. But when that same team builds the solution together, brick by brick, they don't just get it, they own it. And they will find every single reason to make it succeed. The big takeaway here is pretty clear. Sometimes the best conversations aren't conversations at all. So the next time you're up against a really tough challenge, maybe the most powerful thing you can ask is, what are we going to build? If you want to learn more, make sure to subscribe and check out our website.